Welcome back. A second England cricketer is being investigated over their old social media posts. It comes after Ollie Robinson's suspension from the England cricket team for posts shared online when the athlete was a young teenager. The action taken by the England and Wales Cricket Board has ignited a wider debate around whether high-profile athletes and celebrities should be held accountable for social media posts dating back a decade or more. Well, Andrew Wessels is a former cricketer who now runs a business called The Mark, which helps athletes and other high-profile figures represent themselves online, and he joins me now. Good to talk to you, Andrew. So, I mean, social media can be positive but also destructive, clearly. Should those tweets have been discovered before he made his debut for England?
Yes, I think that's one of the key points here, where, that information has been online for many years now. And people have just really got to understand how important your digital reputation is. And there are means of doing deep dive audits, uncovering what are potential issues out there. And that's where we come in to work with a lot of our clients so that, what should have been a celebration for Ollie on Thursday will now be remembered for all the wrong reasons. And it really is a crisis that could have been averted.
Right. Well, it's interesting because that's the work you do. Who should have done it in the absence of him having someone like you? Who should have been doing it? Should someone at the England Cricket Board have been doing it?
Yes, I think a lot of it's education. So the players themselves need to understand what the pitfalls are, what they should be doing, what they should be looking out for. But also, I think increasingly, as we're seeing in the corporate world, a lot of it is, the employers should be giving them the ability to ensure that, they know exactly what they should be doing, shouldn't be doing, and giving them the tools and to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again.
Right. Well, so how can then young stars or well-known people clear their social media content of stuff that they may have done a long time ago when they were young, but which they now regret? Is it easy to do that?
It's not straightforward. And basically, you can go and do a deep audit into every single tweet you've ever sent. And, you can delete stuff that could be potentially incriminating about you. The issue comes in when people have taken screenshots of a tweet that you sent out, then realized might have not been the best idea, and then deleted. So they still exist in the ether. And I think that's what happened with the Wisden one this morning, where they're sitting on a screenshot, even though the tweet was deleted. It's also, we've just really got to, being a young athlete at the moment or any business person is difficult because you've really got to think so hard about what you tweet. And look, what Ollie posted was just absolutely wrong. He should never have done it, and he knows that. But there's just so much more that they need to think about and be aware of the repercussions from, one possibly drunken tweet.
Well, exactly. I mean, it is down to the individual at the end. They could be surrounded by people like yourself, but one ill-thought tweet or one embarrassing photo or one sort of drunken attempt at humour, and that can seriously damage a career. How do you prevent them doing that?
So we've got an incredible service where we do 24/7 listening on quite a lot of our clients, and we will get an immediate notification into our digital media center, which alerts us to something that is potentially could be used against you, whether you're in a business deal or if you've potentially tweeted something that we get a red flag on. We then alert the clients immediately. And, we had one last week where one of our clients was incorrectly associated with Jeffrey Epstein because they were photographed at a party together. But she's in the middle of a major deal, and Twitter exploded on Wednesday about her relationship with Epstein, which didn't exist. But, we had that on her desk in a minute.
Right. And of course, I mean, we're talking about online reputations. And, for people in the public eye, they are now very important, aren't they?
Well, I mean, they're just critical, and COVID has made them even more critical. And part of it's a slight frustration for me where, in the real world, people just focus so much and, reputation is your greatest asset, and they really focus on everything they do. But in today's day and age, we have a digital twin, and typically online is your first impression that you now make on anyone. I came off a call earlier today. A very successful business person has been turned down for 4 roles that they wanted to offer him because of a bad digital reputation audit. So, they're affecting us at all levels. And one important point I would like to make is it's not just high-profile athletes and well-known business people. it's students, job seekers. We all need to take account for what is out there, know what is out there about us, and ensure that we're putting our best foot forward when people search for us online.
Because people seem to miss the point, or some people seem to miss the point, that on social media, it's basically publication, isn't it? You are publishing whatever it is you're saying.
Exactly, and the issue is that, if you say something wrong in person, you can apologize. But once it's on the ether and someone's taken a screenshot, you effectively lose control of your messaging. And that's a pretty dangerous place to be. So we've really got to think carefully about tweeting. And there's a fine line between sort of what might be considered humor and the issue is other people just don't see it the way you may have intended it. And the repercussions are immense, as we've seen in the last few days.
Yeah, well, it's a very good advice, Andrew. So I appreciate your time, and thanks very much for being on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. All the best.
Right, let's have a look at